Welcome to the Man of Recaps. This is Cobra Kai Season 6, the final season. At the end of Season 5, Terry Silver was defeated, and his evil version of Cobra Kai was shut down for good. All of our characters are now united in the same dojo, including arch-enemies like Tori and Sam. Former arch-enemies Miguel and Robbie are kind of brothers now, since Johnny Lawrence is having a baby with Miguel's mom. So with everybody getting along, the karate rival Love Square goes on a double date, which is of course weird because they all dated each other. The adult rivals, Johnny Lawrence and Danny LaRusso, are getting along too, now with their combined dojos, Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do. The obvious combined name is Miyagi Fang Karate, which makes for a strange logo. But Johnny is more mature these days and recognizes that Miyagi-Do has a long history, while Eagle Fang he made up like 2 days ago. And so Johnny agrees to give it up and join Miyagi-Do for real. He starts embracing the tenets of balance and inner peace, though he doesn't yet give up on his old hilarious style of training. Now all the kids are training hard for the World Karate Tournament, the Sekai Taikai. But not everyone will get to go. The dojo can only send their top 6 fighters. The karate rival Love Square are obviously the top 4, but there's a bunch of other characters vying for those last spots, and it comes down to a capture the flag. Hawk, of course, is their next best fighter. He and Dimitri were supposed to go to MIT together, but when Hawk reveals he didn't apply, these two get in a huge fight. Things get intense as they struggle for the flag, and it's Dimitri who gets it. Hawk not going to the Sekai Taikai. Kenny Payne is probably their next best fighter, but Devin wants to prove herself, so as they're running for the flag, something's wrong with Kenny. He rushes for the bathroom, but doesn't quite make it, poops his pants in front of everyone. And so Devin takes the last spot, but at what cost? She spiked Kenny's drink with laxatives. So all 6 will be competing in the tournament, but the most glory goes to the team captains. Miguel and Robbie have their epic rematch, and they're doing more karate than ever. It's incredibly close, but it's Robbie Keane who wins, which is a good thing because he desperately needs that captain's headband to hold back his hair. For the girl captain, Tori Nichols and Samantha LaRusso are having their epic rematch. But turns out Tori's mom just died, and she didn't tell anyone because she needs to win the Sekai Taikai. When the adults find out, they call off the fight, but Tori feels this is a betrayal, and she quits Miyagi-Do. So Hawk takes Tori's spot, and the top 6 head to Barcelona for the Karate World Championship, the Sekai Taikai. But there's a dojo competing they didn't expect. Yes, it's Cobra Kai! Somehow Darth Kreese returned. Remember last season, he broke out of prison, and there's no extradition at the Sekai Taikai. Kreese went on a journey back to Korea, where Cobra Kai originated. Evil old karate man sends him on a quest to retrieve the mystic dagger, the Unjong-Do, guarded by a cobra. When Kreese succeeds, he's now proven himself worthy to lead Cobra Kai. His co-sensei is evil old guy's granddaughter, who's real proud of her star pupil, but Kreese's favorite is the angry guy, who's got a lot of raw potential and super cool anime hair. So Kreese teaches him to embrace his anger, and he beats up the other kid, takes that captain spot. And the female captain for new Cobra Kai is Tori Nichols. She's not turning to the dark side again, but Kreese convinced her that fighting with Cobra Kai is her best shot at winning. And so we begin the Sekai Taikai, which has a bunch of different events. Oh yeah, karate time! Robbie tried to talk to his girlfriend Tori, but she can't afford distractions. Let's just take a break and focus on karate. But Robbie continues to be super distracted and sucks it up for the start of the tournament. Now Cobra Kai is not the best dojo here. The frontrunners are the Iron Dragons, led by Robot Russian and Influencer Chick. Their sensei is Sensei Wolf, who is just a super bad guy. Miyagi-Do is doing terribly, with Dimitri and Hawk still angry at each other, and Robbie super distracted with Tori. They're almost eliminated. But Miguel Diaz, our original karate kid, takes this whole team out single-handedly, saves Miyagi-Do for now. He and Johnny have to fly back home when there's a complication with his mom's pregnancy, but by the time they get there, she's totally fine, and so they fly back to the tournament. When they thought Miguel was out, they recruited Kenny Payne to be his replacement, but he's super mad at his former enemy, Anthony LaRusso, who he assumes is the one that made him poop his pants. But Anthony's trying to be a better guy now, and even though it wasn't him, he agrees to poop his own pants to make things even. Once they arrive in Barcelona, Devin comes clean, "I'm sorry, it was me." And so Kenny takes her spot, but these two are able to still be friends. Now drama unfolds on a night out when Robbie thinks that Tori's hooking up with her co-captain, and Tori had made an arch-enemy of the Iron Dragon's influencer girl. So to get revenge, she makes a move on a drunk Robbie, and these two hook up right when Tori can see. The adults also get some drama when Chosen and the Cobra Kai sensei end up fighting, then making out. Daniel LaRusso went on a side quest to look into Mr. Miyagi's history where he fought in the Sekai Taikai. But as he's wandering the alleys of Barcelona, he's kidnapped by, like, an actual gang. But turns out not a normal gang, a Cobra Kai karate gang. So he confronts John Kreese, but Kreese actually had nothing to do with it. Turns out this guy's working for Sensei Wolf, who is working for Terry Silver. Yes, Darth Ponytail is back. After losing control of Cobra Kai, Terry Silver hit rock bottom. There he found Sensei Wolf, whose Iron Dragons had a spot in the Seikai Taikai, but he had no money. Luckily, Terry Silver is rich, so he bought the Iron Dragons to compete in the Seikai Taikai and defeat all his enemies. As the tournament continues, Miyagi-Do are still out of sync. Tori is pretty mad at Robbie for hooking up with Influencer Girl. He tries the Ross defense, we were on a break, but that just never works. But then they remember they're all best friends, and so they finally squash their beefs, and Miyagi-Do is back, stronger than ever. Now it's all coming down to the final round, the captain's fight. Robbie's going up against the Iron Giant, and this guy is a beast. When he's kicked to the side, Anime Guy goes for a cheap shot. Hey, whoa, what's that? Oh, it starts off a big fight. And so the Seikai Taikai ends with a full-blown karate war. Cobra Kai Captain is dominating the battlefield until he comes up against the Iron Giant, who knocks him down embarrassingly. John Kreese pulls out the Unjung Do and goes to fully murder Terry Silver. But what's this? The dagger's gone. He dropped it in the chaos, where Cobra Kai Guy finds it. He's gonna stab the Iron Giant, but before he can, he's knocked down, and oh, he's not getting back up. Yes, he fell on the Unjung Do, and it's our first karate death. The Seikai Taikai is of course canceled, and it looks like our karate adventure is over. Most of the kids are moving on anyway, excited to go to college. Except Robbie and Tori have no college prospects. Karate was their one big shot. So the senseis agree to finish the tournament, and they're going to hold the finals right here in Los Angeles. It starts with the match between Robbie Keane and the Iron Giant, but this guy's just too strong. But Robbie channels his inner peace and manages to get some points on this guy. Unfortunately, this guy's evil senseis tell him to go for the cheap shot, and oh, he breaks Robbie's leg. With this, Miyagi-Do is too far behind, they can't come back, they're out of the tournament. And after their captain's death, Cobra Kai didn't return. In fact, there was a whole thing where the sensei had to kill her evil grandfather to take over the dojo to make it less evil. And John Kreese, having just gotten his new star student killed, rethinks his life choices. He gives a sincere apology to his former star pupil, Johnny Lawrence, who he treated terribly. Then he goes for the final confrontation with his former best friend, Terry Silver. It's an epic old dude karate fight that ends the only way it possibly could have. John Kreese flicks a cigar onto the spilled gasoline and fully blows them both up. Satori is Cobra Kai's only fighter, and without someone to compete in the boys tournament, they will have to forfeit. But they find a way to compete when Miguel Diaz switches dojos, rejoins Cobra Kai with his sensei, Johnny Lawrence. And this is apparently totally within the rules of the tournament. Tori's gotta fight Influencer Girl, but she's just way too fast. But Robbie gives her the pep talk, win or lose, I love you no matter what. So Tori's got her mojo back, and she fully knocks this chick out. And Tori Nichols is the girls' world karate champion. Now Miguel's gotta fight the Iron Giant, and oh yeah, karate time! Miguel actually is doing pretty good. But once again, his evil senseis tell him to go for Miguel's weak spot and re-break his spine. But this guy finally stands up to him. He might lose, but he's gonna fight with honor. And so it's the culmination of Miguel's epic karate journey. And in the end, hiya! Miguel is the boys' world karate champion. But even though Cobra Kai won both captains' battles, it all comes down to total tournament points, and our two dojos are tied. And turns out the tiebreaker is a fight between the senseis. At its core, this show has always been the redemption journey of Johnny Lawrence. And after a final training montage with his former rival, Danny LaRusso, Johnny Lawrence is fighting again. One last shot to prove that he is a karate champion. Of course, Sensei Wolf is an absolute beast. He's got Johnny way outclassed. Johnny has basically given up, so LaRusso has to hit him with a pep talk. But not a Miyagi-Do pep talk, a Cobra Kai pep talk. Defeat does not exist in this dojo. So Johnny gets his mojo back. He may be the underdog, but he's gonna go down fighting. It comes down to the final point, where Johnny remembers his match with LaRusso. He rushed in full offense and ran right into LaRusso's famous crane kick. So Johnny adopts the Miyagi-Do defense technique, lets this guy come to him, and oh, takes him down. So it's an epic victory, full redemptions all around, and Cobra Kai is now the #1 dojo in the world. It's happy endings all around as Sensei Johnny Lawrence reopens Cobra Kai with a new class of nerdy kids. And it's a new and improved Cobra Kai. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy is good in some situations. But if you live your life that way, you become just an asshole. And so he has his students also learn Miyagi-Do. And that's where Cobra Kai comes to an end. If you liked this recap, hit that subscribe button for more of the best recaps of TV and movies.